Welcome back. Let's not delay or hold back. I first want to say this is my last contractual video for The Duck. We agreed to 10, and based on my experiences with The Duck, I do not think I will be renewing my contract with him, no matter how much he begs. And he has begged. Secondly, The Duck. I've read the description of last week's video, and he dared to use that word to describe mine. He believes they have, with those Calm yourself. Remember what your court-mandated therapist used to say. If you ever think of crushing someone's skull with a 2x4 and swinging it until the board breaks, instead think of cuddly puppies frolicking in a field of verdant green grass. No one can think of violence when they're staring at happy puppies. That's just science. Unless you're allergic to dogs, I guess. If you are, you should probably choose a different animal to calm the anger issues that made you smash the windshield of your manager's convertible in the parking lot of Evil LLC's secret headquarters about 100 miles east of Hoboken, New Jersey. And you should probably find that fluffy little adorable before they put you on a leave pending the results of a psych eval that eventually leads to you getting locked in an asylum for a few years before you break out, take some boxes from your old workplace, and hide in one of your many desert bunkers that you built because paranoia forced you to. Not so delusional now, is it, Dr. Friedman? Where was I? Oh yeah, the despicable, delusional, doubly-damn duck. He dared to say the work done at Evil LLC is comparable to things done by that two-bit organization known as the Illuminati. I've met those guys, and they couldn't run a puppet preschool, let alone a puppet government. Believe me, they tried. Some celebrity's kid tried to become head of a preschool class, and they failed to get the votes, even though half of the real votes were just kids doodling on their papers. One kid just drooled on the wrong candidate, and the teacher wasn't paid enough to hang and chad that ballot. I think that's the sad thing about the Illuminati. They used to be all there was, and they were decent at what they did, but they spent their money on endorsement campaigns and getting their name out there. They even hired this big PR firm to represent them and several dozen celebrities to secretly endorse them. They even got an airport for themselves in Colorado. In doing so, they became the pop conspiracy group. How you supposed to run things when you got singers with your logo stamped all over their albums and flashing up for 1/6 of a second on their music videos? So yeah, the Illuminati ain't got jack on Evil LLC. Though I have noticed that a lot of reports I picked up randomly from the boxes happen to mention PR people. Starting to think maybe Evil LLC is going the way of the Illuminati. Too many relations with the public and not enough trying to control the world. Guess that's just the cycle of conspiracy organizations. One day you wake up and everybody knows your name. That out of the way, let's look in the boxes for what will probably be the last time. Really? Really? We're back to this damned squirrel crap? No, not squirrel. Squerking. Yeah, that's right. We're doing squirking again. Let's do a quick recap. Roadkill, electrocuted, dance craze among animals, create a scared, tries to contain, fails, make to TikTok, spread like wildfire, old people squirking initiated. This is an update. Apparently, getting old people to squirk has failed because old people are getting on TikTok more and more, meaning getting them to squirk has just found a new audience. And if you think animals and kids squirking is bad, imagine an 85-year-old retired man from Tulsa shaking his hips in a way that hips aren't supposed to shake, with his preteen granddaughter right next to him doing the same disgusting display of dance moves. I'm so glad dial-up only lets me see the dancing frame by frame. Even that makes me want to evacuate everything I've eaten in the last few weeks. Out of both ends. That's right, on top of being vomit-inducing, somehow watching this frame by frame is giving me diarrhea. Nothing worse has been put before mass audiences since Quiznos Spunk Monkeys. They are still the worst, but this is getting up there in pure and utter disgust level. Speaking of the Spunk Monkeys, they may love the subs, but if located, they need to be killed by whatever means necessary, up to and including nuclear, genetic, and biological weapons if needed. Maybe use those just in case to make sure they never come back. Anyway, Evil LLC has finally decided to take the matter of Squerking seriously and take drastic measures. After much consideration, they have decided to ban TikTok, which will, of course, ensure that no child ever looks at TikTok again, because children never do things they're specifically told by an authority figure they're not supposed to do. Of course, they can't just ban TikTok for no reason. With this in mind, they pulled out the oldest tool in Evil LLC's arsenal, the Wheel of Excuses. It's a giant wheel, kind of like the one from Wheel of Fortune, but upright, and instead of dollar values, it's filled with random reasons things should be banned. The wheel has been updated every now and then with old excuses no longer working. A great example is commies. They got taken off in the 90s because no one took them seriously as a threat, but they've been creeping back up in the polls and got back on the wheel about an election or two ago. It makes me so proud that fear-mongering actually brought something back. I might actually cry if it weren't the commie thing to do. Let me see, where did the wheel land in this case? World peace. I guess TikTok will be banned for world peace reasons. Not sure how they're gonna sell that, but the rule of the wheel is no second spins. What you land on is what you have to sell to the public. Don't worry though, there's been quite a few times where the wheel has landed on something completely unrelated to what they're trying to sell, and the public is always sheeple enough to believe it. I don't have any examples off the top of my head other than whatever's on one of the major news networks right now. Seriously, pause this video and check. Of the big three news networks, Fox, CNN, and MSNBC, at least one of them will be going into spin cycle opinion piece right about now. If not all three. Let me let you in on a little secret. It's gonna be all three. Since this is my last missive, I'm gonna just rapid fire off some things I know to be true or false. You know, misconceptions I've heard and all that. Funko Pops are a conspiracy. I'm not sure how, but they were brought into Evil LLC headquarters a lot. Airplane food. Not a conspiracy, it's just bad food. The Mandela effect is an example of the Mandela effect, because in the best timeline, there was no apartheid, meaning Mandela never became famous. Therefore, the effect can't be named after him. In that timeline, the effect is called mint chocolate chip ice cream, which is a terrible flavor that has been removed from the best timeline. Next up, chemtrails. Not a thing. Do you really think your government cares enough about you to give you its good drugs? In a similar vein, Halloween candy. Drugs are expensive. No one is lacing your kid's Kit Kat. Lizard people. They exist, but they don't want anything to do with rich people or politics who they consider pretentious jerks. Clones replacing public figures. We've already talked about this one, yes, but it's never the ones you think of. Evil LLC won't let the clone leave hints in albums or things like that. It's the ones you don't suspect that are clones. What I mean to say is everyone you'd never suspect to be a clone is probably a clone. There are a lot of clones. Let's see, what else do I know? Evil LLC has a secret patent on a device that generates energy from corpses turning over in their grave. It's been hooked to the deceased owners of many corporations to supply an unlimited power source. The Roswell crash was the first alien DUI on Earth. He was leaving a party on Jupiter and missed Mars, crashing into Earth. Speaking of vehicles being destroyed, potholes are caused by car companies to make sure you have to replace your car faster. The Mechanic Consortium have chipped in, but they... What the hell was that? Is that the duck? No. It's Jelly Bean Pop-Tart.
I found you.
What the hell does that mean? Oh, no. That can't be. I'm gonna go look into this. Good night, people. Stay
Open the door.
Oh, God. Stay more suspicious than I was.